Margaret from Wisconsin sent me a message last month. She said her mother's crock-pot, the avocado green one from 1974, is still cooking Sunday pot roasts after 50 years. Margaret bought a new crock-pot 3 years ago. The ceramic cracked on its 8th use. She called customer service. They told her it must have been thermal shock, user error. She bought another one. The digital display stopped working after 14 months, just outside the warranty. She called again. They offered her a 20% coupon. Margaret asked me, "What happened?" I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, because what happened to Crock-Pot is happening to every brand you trust. Once you understand the pattern, you will never look at a store shelf the same way again. This is not about one slow cooker. This is about a playbook, a set of moves that private equity firms and conglomerates use to extract value from beloved American brands. Crock-Pot is the perfect case study. Let me take you back to the beginning, to a man you have never heard of. In 1936, a Jewish engineer named Irving Nax applied for a patent for an electric cooking device. He was living in Chicago. He had become Western Electric's first Jewish engineer. And at night, he worked on his inventions. The device he created was inspired by his grandmother's recipe for cholent, a traditional Jewish stew that had been made the same way for centuries in Lithuania. His grandmother would take a ceramic pot filled with meat and beans to the local bakery on Friday afternoon before the Sabbath. The pot would sit in the residual heat of the cooling ovens overnight. By Saturday, the stew was ready, cooked low and slow for over 12 hours without anyone touching it. Nax wanted to recreate that in an American kitchen, an electric pot that could cook all day without supervision, without burning, without drying out. He called it the Nax Beanery. For years, it was a small operation, sold mostly to coffee shops and luncheonettes to keep soup warm. It never quite caught on with home cooks. Then in 1970, Nax retired. He sold his company and his patent to a Kansas City firm called Rival Manufacturing. Rival saw what had been missed: the working woman. In 1971, Rival rebranded the Nax Beanery as the Crock-Pot. They unveiled it at the National Houseware Show in Chicago. It sold for $24.95. It came in harvest gold and avocado green, with a recipe booklet tested by their own home economists. Their slogan was simple: cooks all day while the cook is away. First-year sales were strong. By 1975, they had become one of the fastest-selling kitchen appliances in American history. The Crock-Pot had arrived. And the product itself, it was built like a tank. Thick ceramic insert, heavy glass lid, wraparound heating element that distributed heat evenly. 3 settings: low, high, off. Nothing else. Nothing to break, nothing to fail. A 1974 Crock-Pot could run 12 hours a day for 30 years without a problem. Many of them are still running today. This is the Crock-Pot your mother had, the one that made her beef stew legendary, the one that sat on the counter every Sunday and never let her down. Now, let me tell you what happened to that company. And here is where this story gets dark. In 1998, Rival Manufacturing was acquired by Sunbeam Corporation. Sunbeam had just hired a new chief executive, a man named Albert Dunlap. You might know him by his nickname, Chainsaw Al. I need you to understand what Chainsaw Al actually was. The business press called him a genius. Wall Street loved him, but what he actually did was destroy things. His method was simple: buy a company with beloved brands, immediately fire half the workforce, / research and development, cut the quality of materials, close factories, show 2/4 of impressive profits on paper, then get out before anyone realized what he had done. At Scott Paper, he fired 11,000 employees in less than 2 years. Wall Street called it restructuring. The workers called it something else. When he took over Sunbeam in 1996, the stock price jumped nearly 50% on the day his hiring was announced. Investors knew exactly what was coming. Within 4 months, Dunlap announced plans to eliminate half of Sunbeam's 12,000 employees worldwide. He cut headquarters staff by 60%. He closed factories and slashed product lines. Now, here is where it gets interesting. He also started acquiring brands to hide the damage. In 1998, Sunbeam bought Rival along with Coleman Camping Gear, Mr. Coffee, and First Alert smoke detectors. On paper, the company looked like it was growing. The stock hit an all-time high of $52 per share. Behind the scenes, it was all falling apart. Dunlap had been using accounting tricks to inflate sales, He was shipping products to warehouses and counting them as sold while offering massive discounts to retailers who would take delivery early. The numbers were fiction. By June of 1998, the board had seen enough. They fired him. 3 years later, Sunbeam filed for bankruptcy. Billions of dollars in debt. The SEC charged Dunlap with fraud. He was banned from ever serving as an officer of a public company again. But here's the thing about bankruptcy. The executives lose their jobs. The investors lose their money. The brands get sold to someone else. And the cycle starts again. After Sunbeam's bankruptcy, the brands, including Crock-Pot, ended up with a company called Jan Corporation. Jan was a different kind of operation, not destroyers like Dunlap. Collectors buying up distressed consumer brands at discount prices, squeezing them for profit, moving manufacturing overseas, reducing quality just enough that you might not notice right away. Then in 2016, something even bigger happened. This is the part that made me genuinely sad when I found it. Newell Rubbermaid announced it was acquiring Jan for $16 billion, one of the largest consumer goods mergers in history. The combined company would be called Newell Brands, and it would own everything. Crock-Pot, Sunbeam, Oster, Mister, Coffee, Coleman, Yankee Candle, Rubbermaid, Ball Mason Jars, Sharpie, Papermate, Rawlings, Marmot, Food Saver, First Alert. Go to any store in America, walk down the aisles. You will see new brands everywhere, and you had no idea they were all owned by the same company. If this is the first time you're hearing this, there is a lot more where it came from. Every week, I dig into exactly this kind of thing. This is intentional. They do not want you to know, because if you knew, you might start noticing the pattern. The pattern is this: quality declines, prices stay the same or go up, customer service gets worse, products that used to last decades now last years, and the company keeps posting profits because you keep replacing what breaks. When a company owns this many brands, they do not care about any single one. They care about margins, about quarterly reports, about keeping Wall Street happy. The people running Newell Brands have never made a pot roast in a crock pot. They have never taken their kids camping with Coleman gear. They look at spreadsheets. They see line items. And when a line item is not performing, they cut costs until it does. Since the Jan merger, Newell Brands has been in constant restructuring mode. Thousands of employees cut. Distribution centers closed. Division executives gone. This is not a company investing in better products. This is a company extracting value from the brands it already owns. And you can see it in the Crock-Pot itself. Compare a 1974 model to one you would buy today. The ceramic insert is thinner. Less material means lower cost. It also means more cracking. People write to me about ceramic cracking within the first year. Not from dropping it, not from misuse, from normal cooking, normal temperature changes that a 1974 insert would have handled without a problem. The simple mechanical dial has been replaced by digital displays and touch controls. These are marketed as features, innovation, progress. They are actually failure points. Every electronic component is something that can break. Every circuit board is something that can fail. Every digital display is something that can stop responding. The newest models have Wi-Fi connectivity. You can control your Crock-Pot from your phone. You can also watch it malfunction from your phone when the software glitches, when the app stops being supported, when the company decides your 3-year-old slow cooker is now obsolete because they have released a newer version. Did anyone in 1974 need Wi-Fi to make beef stew? These features exist because they give companies reasons to charge more and give products more ways to fail. The warranty has been reduced. The customer service has been outsourced. Try calling with a problem. See how long you wait on hold. See what kind of solution they offer, usually a coupon for another product that will also break. And the price, adjusted for inflation, a Crock-Pot today costs less than it did in 1974. That sounds like a good deal until you realize what it means. They are not giving you a better product for less money. They are giving you a worse product, one that breaks sooner, one that needs to be replaced more often, one that generates more revenue over time because you keep buying new ones. This is the private equity playbook. Buy beloved brands, cut quality, replace durable products with disposable ones, maximize short-term profit, and when the brand is finally worthless, sell it to someone else. So, what do? You have two options. Option 1, stop buying electric slow cookers entirely. I know that sounds extreme, but hear me out. Before the Crock-Pot existed, People slow cooked in cast iron Dutch ovens in their regular ovens using a technique that had worked for centuries. A Le Creuset Dutch oven costs around $350. It has been made in France since 1925. It comes with a lifetime warranty, heavy enameled cast iron, no electronics, no coating that wears off, no ceramic that cracks. You put it in your oven at 250 degrees for 8 hours. You get the same result as a slow cooker. Better, actually, because you can also sear the meat first on the stovetop in the same pot. $350 sounds expensive, but let me do the math. A modern crock-pot costs about $50. Based on what people write to me, they are lasting 3 to 5 years now. Let us be generous and say 4. $50 divided by 4 years equals $12.50 per year. A Le Creuset Dutch oven, used for 50 years, comes out to $7 per year. The expensive option costs less per year than the cheap one every single time. If $350 is too much right now, Lodge makes an enameled Dutch oven for around $80 to $100. It has been made in America since 1896, still family-owned. Not as refined as Le Creuset, but it works and it will outlast any electric slow cooker on the market. Option 2. If you absolutely want an electric slow cooker, buy vintage. Go to eBay, go to estate sales, go to thrift stores. Look for crock-pots from the 1970s and 1980s. The ones with mechanical dials, the heavy ceramic, the avocado green and harvest gold colors. These machines were built to last. They have already proven it by lasting 40 or 50 years. You can often find them for $20 to $30. Just make sure the cord is in good condition. Check for any cracks in the ceramic, plug it in and test it before you commit. A 50-year-old crock-pot will outlast a brand new one. Your grandmother knew something that Wall Street has forgotten. The value of a product is not what it costs at the register. It is what it gives you over time. The meals it cooks, the memories it creates, the years it serves your family. Margaret's mother used that avocado green crock-pot every single Sunday for 50 years. That is over 2,600 pot roasts. 2,600 times the family gathered around the table. A crock-pot from 2024 will be lucky to see its 5th birthday. The brand is the same. The name is the same. The product is not. Go check your slow cooker right now. What brand is it? What year is it?